Today I'm going to show you how to make a chess and checkerboard set. First we need a board, and you can use just a regular board, just a piece of wood shelving if you want. And that's what this is. This was actually an upcycled sign that I didn't like my stenciling. So I framed this one out. I just used 1x2 and put that on with the glue and a nail gun. I want to show you the process that I went through to make the checkers and the chess pieces. So I knew the squares were small, so what we're going to be using is Dixie Belle's Buffalo Check stencil to make our board. So I knew those squares were kind of small, so I went to the craft store and I got some beads. I was just looking for something like a disc. I was actually considering getting candy, but I wanted to do a one-stop shop. So I took 2 beads and I glued them together. And then I used Amazing Mold Putty. Okay, I use this stuff quite a bit to cast molds. So it's just 2 parts and you just put it together and manipulate it till it's all the same color. And then it makes a mold. So I had took 5 of those little 10 pieces and put them together to make 5 impressions. So that was my mold. And then I used Amazing Casting Resin. So the chess pieces, I got this little mold from Wish ages ago. So this is not a Wish commercial, but I just knew I had this and I thought it would make a cool gift. So I always wanted to do this. So as you can see, there's only half a side of a chess piece. So I poured 1/2, which looks like this. So like this is one of the pawns. I'm trying to get it so you can see it, but it's just half. So you have to make that so that it has 2 sides. So what you do is you pour a set and then you get it out of the mold and then you pour it again, and then when it's almost cured you just lay that on top of there and it kind of melds it together. Now that didn't all go very perfectly, I will tell you. I did have some incidences where they kind of separated, so some of them I'm going to tell you from experience, it's actually better if you just make the halves and then you glue them together. I used E6000 glue, and this is also a cool little gadget I got from Wish. You're able to squeeze it to get the glue to come up, and then it just sits like this, so you don't need to worry about laying the tube down and having it leak. Also, I will tell you, I got this from Amazon. This is really helpful if you're going to use Amazing Casting Resin a lot. These are made from the casting resin material, so they're super easy to just clean out, like when you're done with them. But it just peels out of there. You can just get it out of there to clean it. See? So it's clean, ready to go again. So much nicer than the little cups that they give you. The ones that they give you are lousy. Let's start painting. In chess, you capture the queen to win, right? So I decided that we should make this kind of feminine. So I'm going to put the screen down so you can see what I'm doing. And again, this is an old board that I framed out, and we're just going to get rid of it. I didn't like it, so we're just going to frame it out. But we're going to use Dixie Belle's Aubergine and Lucky Lavender first. We're going to kind of do a little bit of a swirl type thing, and then we're going to do our checkerboard on top of it in Caviar. So I'm just going to take a brush here, and I'm just going to kind of swirl some color around. I just kind of want it to look a little majestic. I'm going to actually just pour a little bit on. and then pour a little bit of this on. I'll grab it with the brush. These colors that I am using are kind of, they've been in my stash for a while, so I don't mind mixing them up. Normally you would put it in another container so as not to contaminate your paint. But you know what? When you're using your own stuff, I say do what you want. A lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't do that or you shouldn't do this. But, you know, in your own place, you can do what you want, right? I'm going to go around the edges and do the caviar. And I think that what I'm doing with the game pieces, so I kind of wanted the checkerboard pieces to sort of look like agate or, oh, I forget what the name of that thing is that they make coasters out of and all kinds of stuff. I kind of want it to look like stone. And I might even do the edges in gold. That might look cool. Well, I'm kind of liking that, what's happening there. It's kind of doing the swirl for me. Just going to grab a little more of the lavender, mix that in a little bit, and maybe do some of this. See, I thought I wanted it swirled. Now I decided I wanted it marbled. So again, happy accidents, right? So we're going to let this dry a little bit and come back and do the frame and also do the stenciling on it. In chess, you have a king, a queen, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, and I feel like I'm missing a rook here. No, I've got them both. Rooks, okay. And then 8 pawns. So I kept all the different colors, or the ones that I want to make different colors, in one. So I'll make one set of checkers and one set of chess pieces that are one color. So I'm going to go for the aubergine for one set. So I also thought on the checker pieces that I would kind of do the same thing that I was doing with the board, and just kind of mix the lavender with the aubergine. Just kind of give it a little bit of a swirl appearance. Might end up coming back with the paper towel on that. a gloss sealer on these. And, you know, could come back in and use gold on the crown there too. That's a thought too. I did pick up some gold gilding wax. Perhaps we'll use some of that. As a matter of fact, perhaps now might be a good time to do that. And I'm just going to use my fingers here. Now, I didn't paint the other side of this yet, but I'm just going to show you. Now, like I said, these are super organic looking. You might want to use a brush on this just to make it a little bit neater. I'm just trying to get it on there. I'm going to grab a brush. I am making a mess, let me tell you. You know, you could also use a gloss sealer on this as well. So again, these are dry-ish. So let's see, I don't have all the pieces done, but let's see, the king and queen. I think the bishops go on either side, and then the knight, and then the rook, which I didn't paint the rook. And then all the pawns go in front, and I don't have them done. So same here. I'm going to go back in and file these some more. When I say file, basically sand, but I use an emery board. This one got beat up, but I use an emery board to file fine stuff like that. And here's one of our pieces for the checker game. And another one. I guess we'll do gold on those as well. So here's our little checker pieces, and we'll put gold on them. And here's our checkerboard. We'll post pictures when it's all done. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, how about giving it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends? If you haven't subscribed, you'll want to do that so you don't miss anything. Visit us at LaVintageDecor.company, and on Instagram we're LaVintageDecor, and on Facebook we're LaVintageDecor Altoona. Stay well.